Okay, hi League. Um, you can already see that I've got some great stuff going on right here. But I'm gonna try again at this video of me sketching and explaining how I like to draw. Because I tried on the last video to do audio also, but the mic was weird and sounded bad. I changed absolutely nothing, but I did a test video and it sounded good. So hopefully that means that it will sound good again, even though I did nothing different. Um, but I was looking at the suggestions I got today, and one of the suggestions was Conan, and so I usually when I draw a character, I like to look up on Google Images like pictures of them because I need to remember all the little details. And I just typed in Conan, and the first picture I get is Conan O'Brien. So I'm like, well, might as well. So I've got two reference images here for me. One of a kind of buff guy with a sword, already giving Conan, and then of course Conan. Very rarely do I actually draw with like a reference like this, um, but I figured it would be a good idea to do that so that I can kind of show people better what I mean when I say something, because I'm not always the best at explaining things. So if I have a picture to show of it in a person, then I can probably show better. I do think I will want to make this guy look more buff when I draw him. So we'll do that, hopefully. Drawing super buff guys is not my strong suit, but we will get better with practice, is as I always say. Okay. Sorry, it's kind of awkward. I don't usually do this, ever. Anyways, I use Clip Studio Paint Pro. It's really good. I love it. And then I'm drawing on a Wacom Cintiq 16, and I like it also. So just in case you were curious, so I got my pencil in bright pink so that I can kind of show you things good on here if I need to draw over it. Oh, well, I should probably put the layer on top so I can kind of draw over it and show what I mean. But I like to start with one circle for the head, and then here's how I like to sketch out the shape of the head. So I like to do multiple circles. I don't like to do just one circle. So if you feel your forehead right now, and you kind of start in the middle and go out, you'll notice that it goes back. There's an angle there. Your head is not perfectly round all the way around. It's more rounded in the back and the front, and then there's, I guess it depends on what shape of head you have, but then it's kind of flat on the sides. So if you're going for a more, I guess, more realistic style of drawing, then it might be good to have that in mind. If you're going for something more stylized and stuff, then it probably doesn't matter as much. But I will like to draw in little circles on the side to kind of represent that. Like you can see here is where it kind of starts to go back. So we've got the main circle and then it goes back. And then I like to draw in, well, I should be looking at Conan's face up here, really, more than anything, because that's who's going to be on the top. And then I like to go in and draw the jaw. Usually don't get the jaw, I don't draw the jaw perfectly on the first try, because sometimes you need the context of the whole face for it to you really see the exact placement of everything, but I like to do that. And then I'll draw the ears, just kind of rough, not too detailed yet. And then I will draw around, you see the top of the ears kind of connect, and then there's the eyebrows. So I'll kind of just draw a line for the eyebrows there, and then I'll do my line down the middle. And that's kind of the rough sketch of the head. And then what I'll do to go to the rest of the body, connect to how the rest of the body is, I will use the neck like this. Like you see the tendons in his neck here that I'm drawing. I will use those to connect his head down, like that. And then they kind of meet at the collarbone, and then I'll draw the collarbone out to the arms, or to like the shoulders. Well, the shoulders connect to the arms, so to the arms. And then I like to draw down the center. The human, you can kind of see, especially on like very buff people, where that line is kind of going with like the definition. So that's cool. And then I would like to go in and kind of draw the, start with the shoulders. So you can see the collarbone, clavicle kind of goes through here, and then we've got like the shoulder right here. Collarbone goes here, shoulders right here. So I like to consider that. Just a lot of it, like getting things placed right, is a lot of just like referencing where is it in relation to something else. I think that's very important in drawing a lot of the body, is just keeping in mind the fact that the body parts work together. That if you move like your arm, that's probably also going to affect like maybe your neck. It might affect the side of the body, it'll affect the back, it'll affect the chest, and just keeping in mind those relationships, and then keeping in mind like, you know, how like where the clavicle is in relation to the armpit usually, stuff like that. And that kind of makes it easier to draw poses and stuff. And it doesn't, you don't really need to learn the exact details of every muscle to do that. It's just learning those relationships between parts of the body is very helpful to me. So I like to draw those in. And then I usually like to draw in the back. So I'm kind of like seeing here how he's shaped. That's probably going to go like that. Not super detailed yet. I'm just kind of getting it down. The head is likely too small. I usually do draw the head too small to start. Just something I've noticed in myself. Awesome! Okay, and then I'm going to draw the rest of the neck here, once I have like that basic form. And then we'll go in. Head's definitely too small. We can make the head a little bigger. I always do this every time I draw. That's probably, it might be, I don't know. It'll look better once I figure out like the rest of what's going on here. Okay. So then we've got the shoulders here. And do you want to make him look a bit more buff? So I might kind of buff out the shoulders a bit more. Armpit. The armpit connects to the pecs or to the boobies. And then we kind of got a little bit of definition here. One of the hard things about drawing super buff guys is trying to make it look like they have good pecs and not like they have amazing boobies. A little nipple action there. Although there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? And then kind of just like to draw in. Okay, anyways. We can go back to the arm. And deltoid kind of comes in. Looks like that. Want to make that a bit more pronounced there. So kind of got a bit of a challenge with this arm with the angle. In times like this, I would say forget what in your mind an arm looks like and just look at the shape that you see. Because this angle, it's not like if you told me think of an arm, this is not an angle that I would think of the arm in. So just kind of focus on what you see instead of what you think you know. That's my advice to you. Then his other hand's going to be here. You can kind of draw that guide in there. Sweet. And then, yep, want to make him look buffer on this side too. That looks weird. There we go. Okay, and then we've got arm action here. Sweet. We can kind of erase in there. It's got some defined muscles in his arm also. We can add that in. Erase that. Sweet. That shouldn't be super round like that probably. It should be more like that. Okay, cool. And he's probably not going to have super defined lines like that in his neck. Cool. Okay. And then here's the super fun part is drawing the hands. It's kind of like to start with the general shape of what we're looking at here. So we've got this plane of like this part of his hands, and then we've got the next part of his hands right there. So we can kind of draw those in like that. This finger kind of goes on its own, and then these ones go a bit more together. Or the pointer finger kind of goes on its own. Here it goes up like that, and then these ones kind of work together more. So we can keep that in mind. It's kind of tempting to draw all the hands kind of doing their thing together, or all the fingers kind of doing their thing together, but it will usually be more realistic and look a little bit better if you don't. If you keep in mind like which finger or fingers are going rogue, I guess. We've got a thumb here, and we've got another hand on top. Definitely made this hand too small. That's okay. Nothing the lasso tool can't fix. Am I right? Or am I right? Okay, that looks better. And then we've got this hand here. This arm's a bit maybe higher up than in the picture, but we can just change the picture. It doesn't have to look just like the reference. Usually I don't draw just like the reference. So that is fine by me. And then, yep, again here, the pointer finger kind of does its own thing. And then, oh, nope, that's too dark. Shade it like that, awesome. Sweet. Okay, that looks pretty good. Yeah, that arm's definitely, it's maybe not exactly like the picture, but that's okay. It does not have to be just like the picture. We can add in some definition in the chest. Sweet. Just kind of looking at like what I see and considering that. It's kind of how I like to add some definition for the abdominal muscles. I've been playing so much Arkham Knight lately. I decided to play it again. It's so fun. I love that game. I just finished the City of Fear storyline, and it is so much fun. I forgot to redraw that nipple in earlier. Whoops. Sweet. It is just so much fun. I love that game. Okay. And then we got like the... Sweet. Okay, awesome. I still don't know if the head's too big or not, but we'll figure it out. Okay. And then we can go in and draw the facial features. I'm going to move him over a little bit so I can get closer to Conan. Okay, so if we notice here, maybe Conan's face is a little weird. On this guy, it looks, you can notice this better. The mouth is usually a line can go from the jawline to the mouth. Conan's smiling a bit, so it looks a little different. But that's okay. my demonstration just doesn't work the same. That's okay. And then we've got the bottom of the near ears, usually connects through the nose, top of the ears, through the eyebrows, like so. He's got a kind of big forehead. No hate, I also have a big forehead. And then we remember we have our planes on the sides of the head, so that kind of goes like that over there. A little bit of definition here, so we can kind of draw those lines in with reference to our circles that we drew earlier. They're there for a reason. I used to draw with like so many guidelines in that I didn't really end up even using that much. And if you find yourself like not, if the guidelines are just kind of cluttering your drawing, then just stop using those guidelines that don't help you, you know what I mean? Because then you can just kind of make it harder to see what's going on, and it can be confusing. So I'm going to start with the nose. Usually I'll start with the mouth, but since this is kind of throwing me off a little bit, I'm going to start with the nose. So don't need it to be super detailed. Hopefully I can capture Conan's essence without it being super detailed and like realistic looking. And then I usually don't draw lines all the way for all of the nose. I'll draw the bottom of the nose and then kind of towards the top by the eyebrows, like so. Then we got a little cupid's bow there. And we can draw in. I usually make the mouth too big on first try, so I'm going to try not to do that. But he's smiling a little smile. Conan's such a funny guy. What a legend. And then that looks pretty good. Good for now, at least. I'm kind of drawing a little bit of shadow for the bottom lip. There, and there. Sweet. Okay. So his jaw looks so chiseled. He does have a pretty strong jaw, that man. I mean, he is Conan the Barbarian, so it makes sense. We can kind of draw in some defining lines down here, and then he's got some lines here for his cheeks, because he is smiling. Sometimes it can be hard to draw smiling characters because you want to draw in those lines to show that they're smiling, but you also don't want to make them look like they're ancient and super wrinkly. It can be hard to kind of find that balance. Okay. I don't know how I feel about that. So usually when I don't like the feel of something, but I can't really tell exactly what it is, I will ignore it and then focus on other stuff and then come back later. So that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna erase this so I can see what his eyebrows look like better. Sweet. There's the other eyebrow there. And then yeah, the eyebrows should stop. I did that one a bit too long. So the eyebrows should stop. Feel your forehead. Right now, your eyebrows should stop when your head goes back into the angle. Sorry for yelling at you. I didn't mean it. And then I like to draw in definition for like the eye socket. You can usually kind of tell where it is on someone if you look at them. Just from that, you can just tell when you look at someone if you're looking for it. Let's kind of draw that in there, just to help make sure the eyes are positioned where they need to be positioned. It doesn't have to be like super perfectly detailed eye sockets. They're just helping for the positioning of the eyes. I find that to be better than drawing like 5 circles across the entire head. Less distracting to the drawing. So, okay, just draw in that top eyelid, bottom eyelid. And then I'm drawing some of that definition for like the eyelid there. And then usually I just like to kind of flip the canvas to draw the other one. I don't care if you think it's cheating. It helps me. Especially, this is, again, I usually don't draw with references like this on the screen, but it's way easier because the reference flips too. Wow. Nice. Okay, sweet. So I'm gonna draw that in there. That looks alright. I think it might need a little bit of shifting around and maneuvering. But, I don't know, we'll see. He's kind of got some smile lines around his eyes, or crow's feet or whatever. I don't know, crow's feet just sounds not nice, and like, ugh, I don't like to think about aging in a not nice way, usually. I like to be positive. Okay. Wow, his eyes look super... That doesn't look right to me. I'm gonna get rid of that. That just did not look right to me. Just gonna focus on cheeks there. Okay, let's try that again really quick, huh? I think I might be just making the iris too big. Okay, let's try again over here. If you, how do I want to word this? I guess I don't have that many, like, awesome shortcuts to hand you. A lot of drawing is just, like, practice. Oh, I zoomed out super fast. Is just, like, practicing over and over and over again. Why does it not look like Conan at all? Help. God. Dude, drawing real people is a challenge for me, I guess. I think his eyes are too big. Let's zoom in so it's easier to maneuver. His eyes just, I think, might be too big, and they're making him look a little bit too yassified. Is that a good word to use? He looks a little too yassified. Okay. I think that will be better. Anyways. Alright, now let's draw in his amazing hair. Draw in the head there. Okay. So I can draw his ears, can maybe go a little bit further back here. I think will be good. And then he's got his sideburns. Sweet. And then we can draw in his hairline. It kind of goes a bit more like that. Okay. Draw a bit of like a rough shape of what we're working with here. That look good, I think. Okay, sweet. And then his hair curls over, like so. Sorry if this isn't super entertaining. Just kind of drawing in just the big chunks of hair, you know? Don't need to draw every single strand, just draw the pieces of hair that kind of move together. His hair's kind of really poofy on the side. That's kind of a bit of a challenge. Cool. I think that looks pretty Conan-like. Especially for someone who's never drawn Conan before, unfortunately. I'm just as shocked as you. Conan O'Brien, I mean. I've drawn Conan the Barbarian before. Okay, cool. Let's look up a picture of Conan the Barbarian on my phone to get a good outfit going on for him. He doesn't really have like a fixed outfit, really. It's just kind of varies. Alright, this one looks good. It's not like super fixed or anything like that. So yeah, this guy's already kind of got a bit of a Conan thing going on. Okay. So you can kind of draw the shape of that in there. Erase all that for now. Then draw in his belt. Start by drawing in the circles. Sweet. And then the lines for the top of the belt. Bottom of the belt. And then I'll define these a bit more. Maybe a bit shiny, so we'll add in some shine lines. Nothing too detailed, because I'm just a fun little warm-up sketch. Okay, and then we've got top of his, I don't know, what would you call that? Loincloth? I don't know what it's called. Sweet, and then draw in the bottom of the belt there. And then you can draw in the rest. Bit fuzzy. Bit of definite, or folding lines there. Sweet. Okay, and we can draw in his sword. This guy's also got a sword Conan thing going on, as I said. Just kind of referencing what I see going on in this picture that I'm looking at. Cool looking sword for sure. What I see here. I admittedly don't know much about Conan, so I don't know. I just thought I'd share. I don't know what I'm trying to protect myself from by saying that, but okay. And then super fun to draw swords because they're just 2 or kind of 3 depending on how much definition you add. Straight lines up in the air. Hypothetically, you could just add in a ruler tool here, but I'm not going to do that all for the sketch. Sweet. And that can kind of keep going up. And then we've got a bit of a line down the middle. And then I'll just kind of shade in this side. Sweet, looks good. Looks good. Let's add in a little necklace for Conan here. Sweet. Kind of do it like that. And then he's got, it's too circular. Sweet. Awesome. Awesome! And then there you go on his arm. Looks good. And then he's got his, like, I don't know what you call those. Bracelets? I don't know. Sweet. And he's got some little jewels on there, probably. Awesome. We can draw. Sweet. Sweet. Yes, we can draw. Someone just tried to sign into my Microsoft account. Huh? I didn't do that. Hacker, pants on fire. I don't know. Whoever did that, stop it, please. Okay, that looks good. That looks good. Okay. Yeah, this is awesome. Okay, this is epic. This is very fun for me. So thank you for joining me on this amazing journey. I'm gonna get rid of all these lines. Nope, wrong button. Should we see how well I matched Conan over this guy? Lower. Yeah, sure, whatever. Lower the opacity of that layer. I don't think I did as good as I did on my No Doubt Harley. Raise the opacity a bit more. La la la. Okay, not bad. I did make him a bit wider and thicker. Awesome. Then I will download this as JPEG and post it on the League of Comic Geeks. So, yeah. Probably, again, not too descriptive there. Hopefully if you draw, you save your drawings more often than I did. That's okay. Yay! So thanks for watching. If you have any questions, I'd love to answer. I hope you enjoyed the Dead Earbuds voice reveal. It was fun. It was fun, for sure. Yay! Okay, bye.